Hello, Top It Tuxedo family. I am down here on a Sunday and looking very much like a bum, but I'm down here to do some training with you. So today we're going to talk about register trading, okay? This is all about the cash register. So really, really important that it's not a hard cash register, but it is very important that we get this right. So this is the button, you turn it on, and then you're going to see the digital display here. And then we also have from the back, if you open this up, you're going to see that occasionally you're going to run out of these tapes, the journal tape and then the log tape. So what you're going to do is you're going to come down here and you're going to see in these big rolls that that's where that tape is. Sorry if the video is all over the place. I'm trying to make sure you guys see. So let's get into it. So one of the big things is that when we bring in a sale, first off, we have to bring it in to where Brad can tell the state of Pennsylvania if it was taxable or not taxable. Now, here's like a little acronym I like to do. So if you think tux is tax, so anything tuxedo related, tuxedo is considered luxury. So it would be tuxedo coat, tuxedo pant, dress shirt, tuxedo shirt with the pleats. Okay, very different terminology there. Shoe with the velvet, patent shoe, satin bow tie, satin cummerbund, satin vest. Okay, so you guys kind of get the feel of what it entails. Okay, so think tux, tax, and it's a luxury because basically, you don't have to wear a tuxedo, right? So things that are not taxable, and this is where sometimes it gets kind of tricky. Suits aren't taxable because they consider that to be part of the clothing that a man wears, okay? Suits are not taxable. Regular dress shirts are not taxable. However, I did say on the earlier video, anything with a pleated or pleats in the front or a wingtip shirt, that's taxable, okay? So just a regular plain shirt, black, white, ivory, whatever it is, as long as there's no bells or whistles on it, it is a dress shirt, there's no tax. Also, cufflinks and studs are tricky. If it's a bling set and you've got all this crazy like rhinestones going on, then it's taxable. If it is a regular set and nothing crazy, cufflinks and studs, it's not taxable. Okay, so there's a weird definition. Even the shoes, tuxedo shoes are taxable. They've got that shiny patent finish. Regular suit shoes do not. Okay, so it can be confusing, but just keep in mind in your head, okay, if it's anything related to a tux, anything at all, like it's got satin on it, it's kind of foo-foo-y, vest, anything like that, it's going to be taxable. Okay, so I hope that helps. So over here, we have to tell, or I shouldn't say I have to tell, Brad has to tell the state of Pennsylvania. And he has this very nice cheat sheet right here that shows if we're going to ring in something, I got to make sure we can see this. Okay, so if we're going to ring in something and we need it to be $5, then you would enter $4.67 tax on the register. So just to like show you what that would look like, it would be $4.67 tax. When I would hit subtotal, it's going to show the $5. Okay, so there's a lot of them over here that are already done. They're already super easy. So there's another trick, and I put this one up here because not everything is down here is listed. So what it would be is the tax finder or the pre-tax amount, okay? So the pre-tax amount, let's say the total is $155. So you would take $155 and divide that by 1.07, and that would give you $144.86, and so that's what you would ring in the register. So $144.86 tax, it's going to bring you $155. Okay, not hard. Any dollar amount that you're doing retail sales, like we can't possibly think of every retail sale that you're going to do, But if if there's multiple items on it, you're just going to add them up and do it that way. Now, so here comes another little tricky part. So sometimes retail will have a tux piece in it and a suit piece, okay? So when you're looking at your retail slip, down, so when it comes across to price, when you come down to the sales tax part, you are going to do a subtotal of anything that would be taxed. So let's say a guy's buying a suit, okay, not taxable, but he's also buying a tie and cummerbund. The tie and cummerbund is taxable. So I would not tax him on the whole amount. I would tax him on the amount the tie and cummerbund is. Okay, does that make sense? So let's say the sale is $100, okay? $100, it is no tax, that's a suit, okay? But he buys, and I'm going to do this for easy math, he buys a $20 satin tie and cummerbund set, okay? So that $20, we need to take 7% of that, which is basically 2 times 7 is 14, so $1.40, okay? So when you're ringing it up, it would be 100, 20, and then $1.40 tax. So that would be a total of $121.40. Okay, so I hope that kind of makes sense, but it is very important that you break it down. The other thing that's really, really important on retail tickets, this is a great example. I'm going to cover up this guy's name, but this is a great example. So right here on this one, I'm trying to cover up his name. So you can see on here what it is. You can see the style. You can see the size. It will also go down and tell you if you need hems on it or not. If there was a hem, we would charge. But really important for inventory, for Brad to reorder, you need to fill out one of these. If he's right in the store, you don't have to put his name and phone number on top. If he does, it's really helpful because we can keep it there. If somebody would ever come in and say, I bought something other than a suit for a wedding, okay? Because we do sell suits. But if somebody would come in and say, I bought something, okay? If you don't see it right here, and if you don't see it back in the immediate hem area, then you're going to come to the conveyor and voila, you're going to see a bunch of retail tickets, okay? These are in no specific order. These are all just retail tickets. So before you start losing your mind, oh my God, I can't find it. Like, be sure and check there first. The other thing is sometimes too, before you lose your mind, is occasionally these will fall off. Okay, so for some reason you ever have something that falls off the conveyor, helps to go upstairs and take a look, because sometimes the pants fall out. So this is where the retail goes. We also have a section back here on shoes in the back. So these are shoes generally that somebody has bought, okay? So they need to have a date on them. They need to have the person's name on them. They need to have all the information. So we're not going to sell that shoe, okay? Because I tell you what, nothing makes a groom madder than when he comes in to pick up and there's no shoe. So you were wondering about the other retail. Okay, so weddings, yes, we do have suits. So one of the things that you want to quantify when they come in, okay, you're picking up something, it's a purchase. Okay, great. Are you with a wedding? If they say no, chances are it's a single order. Look there first. You can also look in the back, like right up here, like these three, great example. These three need hems, okay? 2 retail orders, 1 wedding order. And the reason why I know these are retail slip. This one is with a wedding, and so it's for a suit purchase, okay? So if you don't see it there, and you don't see it out front, and you've scoured the store, then double check again. Just double check the conveyor again. Sometimes literally things fall off. I've gone upstairs. I found them underneath on the floor. The other thing is make sure you have the right name. I can't tell you the number of times somebody will say, oh, Jim Bob's here. He's supposed to pick up his tux. And this actually happened last week. And I said, I don't have an order for this. And I looked through the white tickets. That's the first thing you want to do if you can't find an order. Go through the whites. Well, I can't find it. So I end up looking at the conveyor just on a fluke. And I see this guy, I see his order only because I knew what he described he was wearing, which was a black velvet jacket. And I'm like, wait, is your name John? And he says, yeah. And I'm like, okay. So you got to make sure it's right name. If they have a copy of the receipt, that makes it all the better. But if not, narrow it down. Is this a wedding or is this a single purchase? And if it's a wedding, all the wedding suits are kept back up here in the top. The suits are all kept together, grouped by the groom's last name and the date. So the closest, my September 23rd wedding is going to come before this October 22nd wedding, okay? And the suits, we always have those ready 3 weeks beforehand. So when somebody comes in, they're going to say, hi, I'm with the Miller wedding. I need to pick up my suit. So this is where you're going to want to come. Again, first thing that you're going to want to do when they come in the store, you are going to want to make sure that A, they're paid. Nothing, we've been having a lot of that lately. Everything needs to be paid, okay? There is not anything that can go out on the sales floor until it's paid. And the problem is you get busy. You're human. I'm human. Customers are human. You put them in a room. They haven't tried on that. They haven't paid for the outfit. There's a very good chance that they might not pay. So that's really, really important. And that's just a fail safe. And if the customer says, oh, well, I really want to try it on. Why do you want me to try it? Why do you want me to pay first? Don't you trust me? I've had people say that to me. You can just say, you know what? I'm so sorry. It's policy. We just always collect first. Just get it out of the way. And you don't have to apologize about it. It's not your policy. It's the store's policy. You're just abiding by it, okay? If you also take an order for something, like you're talking to somebody like this person over here, looking at possibly a Caravelle Black. Okay, this is technically what we call our on hold, or they're thinking about it. I personally don't like this file because my thought is it's a bunch of wasted paper. If they come in, they didn't like it, technically, in my opinion, they should have put some money down, put it on a quote-unquote layaway, or taken it. But hey, who am I to say? Because I like to shop too. So actually, in this angle, my head looks like Mr. Potato Head. So let's go back to this angle. So right here, this is the need order section. So something that goes in here, Brad's going to come in here and order off of this. Now, this one, this Jameer Jackson, Blue Paisley, it also really helps if you have a customer that comes in that wants some weird kind of thing like, hey, I saw this orange tuxedo and it's got a black lapel and like had these really cool striped pants. Don't automatically say no. The thing is, you want to go and ask Brad. Brad's got a plethora of information, okay? So you can text Brad, call Brad, say, hey, I've got a customer, he's looking for this. Brad will get back to you with the price. Brad has deep pockets deep roots into what's available out there, from anything from shoes to shirts to whatever. So don't be surprised. Make sure you ask him, okay? The other thing is right here. Now, these are waiting to arrive, okay? And this is a classic example. I'm going to cover this person's name up so you can see right here. This person has already taken their shoes. And if you take over and look, it says took. But there's something that he still needs. He needs a retail tie and he needs cufflinks and studs. Okay, that shows they're ordered. So when those come in, when we get a retail shipment in, that's one of the things, the first things that you want to do is you want to come check the retail wall. Do I have a slip that's going to go with it? If you do have a slip that's going to go with it, what you're going to want to do is you are going to make note on the outfit that you need to call them. So these two tuxedos right here, okay, they have not been called yet. So when I do call them, it says call customer. What I'm going to do is write AF or whatever your initials are. Don't write my initials, write yours. And then on the top, so it'll be real small, AF, the date, and LM, left message for customers. So basically we just call them, hey, this is Andrea at Top Hat Tuxedo. I just wanted to let you know that your suit is available. Like, oh, yay, okay, cool. So then at that point, once it comes from here, now I can transfer it over to the conveyor. Okay. So that's really, really important. Sometimes you also have to kind of think of timing when you call people for retail. So you want to make sure that you let the person know that they can come in when it's going to be good for you. Okay. So if I know tomorrow morning, Friday, I know I've got an appointment at, let's say, 11 o'clock. He's got 6 measurements. I know I'm going to take random walk-in orders. I'm not going to want to tell the guy, hey, come at 11, right? Because Murphy's Law, he's going to be here at 11, and then he's going to have to wait, then he's going to be mad. So I would say, hey, you know what? I'll have this ready for you tomorrow after 1 o'clock. So at that point, I've already made sure Bryce is here, or I've made sure that I've got backup this way. I don't have to worry about any of that. Okay? So hope that makes sense. So again, the register, and I can't stress this enough because Brad does check. Every time you ring something in, and it's a very, very easy cash register, you really don't have to worry about these keys. Everything is, all your meat and potato keys are here. Then you have to worry about tax, no tax, credit card, and cash. So checks, there is a check button right here. We do take checks, but it has to be on a payment, and the wedding has to be at least 2 weeks from now, okay? We cannot take a personal check on pickup day. The other thing that we can't do is take a starter check. So I'm sure you guys know what a starter check is, but maybe for some of you guys, if you're young, you don't have a checking account, you do everything online. A starter check is basically a check from the bank, but it does not have any printed information on the person. So the unfortunate thing is, we've had this happen before, is you get taken advantage of. So that's the big thing. We don't take those. And it's not that we're being mean, okay? So if I was going to ring this kid, and I'm going to give it as an example, and it is already rung, okay? So this subtotal, it was $199.95. I'm going to come over to this little chart, and I'm going to find out. How much do you want to put down? He says, I'll put down the whole thing. Okay. So I'm going to come down here. $199.95 is my amount with tax. I want to bring in $186.87 because tax is taxable, right? So I know I got to tax him. It's going to be $199.95. So I got to bring in the pre-tax amount to get it. Okay. So the register's kind of stupid that it can't figure that out. We have to tell it what the pre-tax amount is. Okay. So that's all that is. So then once I bring it in and the guy gives me money for it, I'm going to either hit cash or check or charge. There's going to be a validation slip that prints out right here. And this is key. This validation slip has to be on every order. The only order that it would not or should not be on is something that was an out-of-town measurement. They never came in to get measured, or they just didn't put money down on it, period. But if somebody comes in, does a measurement, you write down that they did a deposit, and there's no validation slip, then Brad's going to have definite questions, because where is it? And it takes 2 seconds to do it. So before you start getting really busy, again, prom, you just want to have that inner focus. When I'm up here, I don't care how many people are out there. I've got my customer and me. I'm going to finish Delaney. I'm going to double check. Yes, I've got all his sizes. Yes, I have his coat, his shirt. Yes, I know if his tie is a bow tie or a long tie. Yes, I know he wants a pocket square. And yes, I know what size of shoes he wears, if he wants shoes. And then I'm going to bring it in the register. It's going to print out the slip. I'm going to staple this slip to the back of the white. I am going to go to the pink and give the customer his bottom part of the receipt. And this is why we talk about pressing hard, because if you can see, like, by the time it gets to the gold copy, it's really, really hard to read. So you really, really, really do want to press neat, press hard. The other thing, make sure you fill it out completely. So you've got to have the prom or the single or what it is, the wedding, their address, their phone number, the date of the order. Cannot stress that enough. We have to know the date of the order, okay? Somebody's at some point is going to end up getting bumped of something that they ordered because we didn't have enough, okay? We do allocate all our orders. So let's say we allocate something fancy, and I come along and I didn't know, and I just wrote it down, but I never allocated it. So guess what? Day of prom, now this young man is going to come in and go, this is what I wanted, okay? And I can't stress this enough with any order. Do not let yourself get psyched out by how many people are in the store. Pay very close attention and even talk back to them if you have to. Okay, so this is what you're going to wear. I see that you're going to wear, okay, you're going to wear the white paisley jacket, black pants. Then you might say, no, I'm going to wear white pants. I go, oh, okay, white pants, white shirt, gold modern solid vest, gold modern solid long tie. He's like, no, 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 I want the bow tie. Oh, okay, bow. And then the pocket square. And then what kind of shoes do you want? So it's super, super, super. And I cannot stress this enough. If they want bling, you got to write bling. You got to write down whatever special it is. Because what happens on a prom pickup day, we have some spare items, but we don't have all the spare items. So unfortunately, somebody is going to get angry. Okay. So I just took this order and I'm going to separate this gold and I'm going to put the gold in the daily, which is technically our daily areas like right here on top. And then this is just going to get filed. We'll have files for each specific week. Okay. So each specific week for prom. So we don't want to let those pile up. And if you know you took an order for today or that's going to pick up tomorrow, you want to get with somebody, a supervisor, and say, hey, I took an order. They're going to be in tomorrow at 11 o'clock, because there's nothing worse than the 11 o'clock person discovering there was supposed to be an outfit and it never got pulled. Okay, so you really do make sure you want to check if it is going to be for soon. You can even ask Brad or ask somebody who's senior and say, hey, is this okay? Do we have this? And then say, yeah, then we can get that. Danny or somebody will be on the computer. We can talk about inventory. We can find out, do we have it? And that's super important too. So you take that prom order, you're going to come to the back. And who's ever checking that day is going to check to see for that weekend. I need a Navy Sebastian 38 short for the week of May 14th. So when whoever it is opens that up and looks at it, they may say, no, I don't have a 38 short, but I have a 38 regular. And I'll say, okay, I can do that. So I'm going to sign him up for the 38 regular. I'm also going to change his sleeve to reflect it needs to be now an inch shorter. Okay. And some of that's just with measuring, and you'll get that. But if you're writing your in sleeve in there, like 38 short, 16-inch in sleeve, it doesn't matter if you've made it a 38 regular now, it's still going to have the same 16-inch in sleeve, okay? So that's one of the big keys. So, and then at that point, once the orders go away, then you just file them away. If it is something with a special order on it, you definitely need to get to Brad, and that's a whole nother issue. But that's one thing. Communication is key. If you're not sure, ask Brad. And if you ever have any questions, period, ask. Oh, another good question. So you're going to have people that come to the register. I don't know, they must shop like me. But they'll come to the cash register and they'll say, yeah, I want to pay off the balance, but I'm going to put down 20 and then my mom is going to do the rest on her charge card. Okay. So that is still very simple, but you still have to account for each money going in, either taxable or untaxable. So let's do easy math. If it was $20 no tax and I'd hit $20 no tax cash, now it's going to populate the subtotal. It's going to say whatever that total was minus the 20. So then I'm going to do the charge amount, okay? And then that receipt gets stapled to my ticket, okay? I hope that's not confusing. Another type of situation that that you're going to encounter is you might have, and this is for weddings especially, they're going to say, I want to pay for myself and I want to pay for 2 boys, okay? So now you've got a total of 3 tuxedos. I'm holding up 4. You got 3. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go off their white ticket. Excuse me. I'm going to go off their white ticket and I'm going to see what their total is. So I'm going to add the total off of all the white tickets. Sometimes they'll say, oh, I paid in full. And like this guy, like he did pay in full. Really, what we should be doing if they pay in full, so we don't look like we're idiots, myself included, is if they pay in full, put a 0. Okay. So I said, oh yeah, you're right. Okay. I'm so sorry. So I add those up. And let's say 5 tickets equaled $500 and he was going to do it on a charge card, okay? I'm not going to ring in 5 different transactions on the charge machine. I'm going to ring in one transaction for $500. Okay, charges are done. But now I still need to get those 5 different transactions into the cash register and validate all 5 tickets. So at that point, what I do is I do bring them separately. It doesn't mess up the math. So let's just do it easy math. Let's say it was non-tax. Let's say it was a suit. I'm going to go $100, no tax, credit card. There's one. $100, no tax, credit card. There's number 2. And you just keep doing that until you hit number 5. And each ticket you're going to attach the validation slip. Okay. So again, there should never be a time where there's not a validation slip attached to it. And if there is, Brad will call you out on it and see, what happened and what's up. And, sometimes we've had to talk to customers too. So definitely make sure that you're attaching it. And anyway, that's it, I think, for right now. So for my videos right now. So I will be back later with more fun. Okay, bye.